Well, Chiefs Kingdom, that was a barn burner. I think I told you that last week, but it certainly was. Your Kansas City Chiefs have defeated the Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, the tightest, most expressive, most complicated game that we've seen in a very long time. That was fun, and I think you can all take a breath now. We're going to get into it, go through our notes, and quite frankly, start talking about just what this team is becoming in the last 8 quarters. This is going to be a lot of fun. Welcome to RGR Football. Welcome, Chiefs fans around the world. Bills fans, if you're here, I welcome you too. You have an incredible team. This is Dan Harms. I'm Ryan Tracy. Welcome to RGR Football. Dan, you breathing yet?
I don't know. I have to be quiet because my daughter's in the next room sleeping, but there are no words to describe what we just witnessed. It was the most unbelievable game I've ever witnessed. That was even better than the 54-51 loss the Chiefs had in terms of play. It was the best game I've ever seen. Incredible.
Ups, downs. I mean, goats that corrected themselves, things we thought were settled that weren't. Like, there's so much to go over. I'm just going to do this. For Josh Allen, who played a hell of a game, here's a beer from Wyoming. Cheers to everybody at Melvin who makes this. This is a particularly great one if you guys are IPA fans. So cheers. Good God. I didn't expect it to be that good. I know I told you guys earlier in the week it was going to be a barn burner. I didn't even expect that. I will tell you this. That was the most composure that I thought we saw from the Chiefs offense all season. And it wasn't just Patrick. I felt like the offensive line stepped up there near the end. I felt like the wide receivers were doing enough to get their jobs done. I still don't like how everybody wants to dance around all the time. Let's just go downfield, please.
Yeah.
But that set aside, what was it, 24, 25 points in 2 minutes and then to the overtime?
In the last minute 13 of the regulation, there was 18 points. So, yeah, you add that on to the time and overtime with 24 points. Ridiculous. And if you guys watched the game plan, my score prediction was 42-38. Okay? Chiefs win 42-38. That is about as close as to would get in a game like that. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about myself there.
You should. You did better than me. I had it 34-31. So I was in the range, but not quite there. Holy cow. This was a bullet dodged in a number of ways. And folks, really, really appreciate your support and support from all my friends around.
So much, you
my
guys.
wife, the Broncos fan, was screaming her bloody head off for Patrick and the whole offense. I mean, honestly, for the whole game, she was riding with us. So cheers to my wife. And my girls didn't seem to get too bothered about it. This is one of those games you guys always ask me why I don't wear red or I don't act like a fan enough. I was screaming things that should not be heard by small children. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So deep breath, take a minute back. Here's the bigger thing. This was a weekend where every top seed failed except for this team, and they rode it to within a hair of their lives. Just as you take that in about the Hall of Fame quarterbacks that lost in the last 48 hours, what does that tell you about not only Patrick Mahomes, but him in particular, but Josh Allen as well?
These two quarterbacks are the two best in the NFL, period. That's what it is. And not only are they the present, they're the future. They're still so young. Like, these guys are going to be playing for the next decade plus. And this level of quarterback play for guys that are this young and meeting in the playoffs back-to-back years, we knew it wasn't going to be like it was last year. Like, that was not going to happen. And to have it meet in the divisional game was a little bit of a letdown, if we're all being honest to you. This was a game you would have seen to want to go into the, a bye to the Super Bowl. That would have been a game to witness. But the level of quarterback play that we just saw was incredible. And I'm going to say the only reason that Patrick Mahomes outperformed Josh Allen is because the Bills defense plays extremely sound, very good defense. just not trying to do any of that stuff. The Bills Gabe Davis was open on command. He was basically a door, just open all the time. And there was nothing to account for that. 4 touchdowns over 200 yards. That cannot happen. That's inexcusable. And as good as Josh Allen is, he was throwing to wide open Gabe Davis for 4 touchdowns. Can't happen.
I don't want to besmirch Davis. Good for him. He ran his routes. He took advantage of what he got. He's not Jamar Chase, who they will see next week, folks. But here's the big thing. With all these high C's losing, and wanted to make sure that for all of you new fans, there's a ton of people on here tonight that maybe haven't seen this before. We're here live here every Thursday and Monday. You can check that out up here. You can join the memberships over, Dan. You can support us any way that you like, including buying some of these things or the super chats down below. I just think that it is also miraculous that you got that done against a team that is specifically and has not been shy about building themselves to beat this Chiefs roster.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It comes down to, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
I was just interjecting.
I'm flabbergasted. Like, I have too many thoughts. My notes are a mess, you guys. We're going to work through it tonight, but it's going to be a little hit or miss. I'm just going to tell you.
My eye is twitching right now. Like, it's literally twitching.
Want to give everybody a shout out for here. Obviously, Dan, for being on with me tonight. Stevie and Gooch, you saw them yesterday. I think Stevie's in the chat. I'm not sure about Gooch yet.
He is, and he's trying to rile me up. I'm telling you right now. I forgive you, Stevie. I forgive you, but I'm not answering your question because I'm going to rephrase that question.
That's funny. To Sean as well. I got Sean's video late. I didn't have a chance to get it up before kickoff. It was kind of a crazy place around here today, so apologies. I will get that up later tonight so you guys can see what Sean was talking about before the game. Just know that that's on me. I didn't get it up in time. I'll never say that again. So long story short, we're all contributing here. Shout out to Jeff Porter. We have big things coming for you. This is a team that has been focused on this. And on a weekend when your previous Super Bowl opponent went out at the same time, trying to repeat, and now you're within 4 quarters of going to 3 straight Super Bowls. This is incredible. And I'm not going to get into the Bengals tonight, you guys. No, we'll talk about them tomorrow.
This is the Chiefs. This is all about Kansas City.
Yeah. Yes, there were issues. We'll get to those later. I want to be on the happy side of things right now. I thought it was a redemption thing for Butker, and I'm happy that he got it done. Yeah. I still don't understand. Like, I was texting with Matt during the game, like, is there wind that I don't know about? What's going on? Yeah. It didn't make sense to me, but he figured it out and he hit it when the pressure was on. I felt like it was redemption. Did you?
I did too. And I know that a lot of people, specifically Stevie, is going to bring up extra points and that kind of thing. The missed field goal that he had was far worse than the extra point. Let's all kind of remember that a little bit here. But I know Matt was talking about tweeting out before the game that he was struggling in warmups. He was missing kind of all over the place. So he was kind of off a little bit coming into the game. So even before that first kick, I was a little worried about what was going to happen based off of the missing in warmups. But not only just that, but the entire lead up to that field goal miss, they were just talking him up. They were just like, hey, we're going to announce or curse this to hell and just keep going and keep going. And they just kept praising him. And I got no issues with that. I still think he's the second best kicker in the NFL. He had hiccups. Yeah. And then he overcorrected. Like, he clearly overcorrected. But yeah. I think when the game's on the line, that's really where you can trust Harrison Butker to make those field goals. And I think that once again, he showed that in this game. That's 13 seconds, guys. 13 seconds they had to get an easy field goal for Harrison Butker, a 49-yard field goal, which is relatively easy. And he nails it. So that speaks to this team. Harrison Butker was this Kansas City Chiefs team today. They got knocked down a couple times, and then when the game was on the line, boom, there it is. So both of them, I think he's a perfect example of what this Chiefs team did in this game.
That is a very good point. Want to shout out Aaron Morrow, our fearless mod. He's in the house. I think Thunder Dan's here as well. Welcome back, Dan.
Welcome back, man.
I want to give you guys a shout out. 8 minutes The fastest we've gotten to 1,000 folks in the chat
That's
on
awesome.
any live stream
You guys
ever
are
on this
great.
channel. So rock on. Congratulations for the win. I want to talk about the defense. Yes, there were a lot of breakdowns. We're not going to focus on that. Clearly, missing Tyrann Mathieu tonight, having him go out so early was nearly catastrophic because you saw them revert to what I call the 16 defense, weeks 1 through 6. Miscommunication, not understanding where you're supposed to be, who's got deep coverage over the top of you so the corners can actually play trail correctly or not. It was a mess. All that said, the pass rush came on in that range from 5 minutes left to 2 minutes left. It looks like they tired out a little bit in the 2-minute stretch, but they made some big plays. Melvin Ingram is the addition of the year. I think you have to be safe in saying, don't you?
Oh, yeah, it's not even close. Honestly, without him, they don't get pressure on Josh Allen all game, and they probably lose that game. I really believe that because there wasn't much going on, guys. The Bills' offensive line outperformed by a landslide what they did in the first playoff game they met last year. It's almost the same group. They have some changes that they made. I believe that Brown was their tackle. I'm not sure if he is in that game, but still, they were really, really good in this game, and they shut down the pass rush for the majority of the time. But timely sacks, timely pressure, and then I really wish that 4th down and 15 would have gone the Chiefs' way, because that 3rd down where they forced him to check it down to Singletary and then they get that big negative play should have been how they walked out. That really should have been it. But just continuing to find ways, to find ways. Luckily, it wasn't them on the field. I told my wife before everything, whoever gets this ball overtime is going to win the game. Like, that's just what's going to happen. It's exactly like the AFC Championship in 2018, where the Chiefs, where we're like, whoever gets the ball here is going to win, and then the Patriots did. I think that's exactly how I felt it was going to happen. And like I said, I want to give so much credit to the Buffalo Bills. That team is legit. Like, the Chiefs and the Bills are the 2 best teams in the NFL, and they had to meet.
And it's going to continue because Bean and Veach are 2 of the best young GMs in the league. So it ain't over by a long shot. I wasn't kidding a couple weeks ago when I told you guys the Chiefs are going to see down the stretch between the last 2 regular season games and all the playoff games, all the best quarterbacks in this league. In Herbert, in Josh Allen, and in Burrow. You get him next week. The championship game, luckily, thank you, Tennessee Titans and Mike Vrabel.
Back at home, baby.
Now in Arrowhead. Let's hope that things settle down. Could Willie have been a bit of a distraction this week? I'm sure it upset a few things. I can't blame that game on this. I think the loss of Tyrann is important. I think Leonard, you pointed it out in the chat, and I did just catch that. It's a very good point to make that Fenton being out was a big factor as well, because he gives Gabriel most of the night if he's in there.
It's huge. And this secondary was tested, and it was tested poorly. We found out what a lot of us already kind of knew. They need help in the secondary. They need help at corner specifically quite a bit. There's just not enough long speed back there. I think that, Baker did okay. He didn't play great. I think that Hughes is a liability. Any time that he's anywhere one-on-one, it's just a rough scene outside of L'Jarius Sneed, and they had to use him in the slot because Beasley was just first down in it whenever they wanted to. He was just boom, 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 just whenever he wanted to. So they had to kind of bring him down. So they need a guy that they can just say, you be on the outside, shut it down. Don't let anybody over your head. And we haven't seen that in anybody that they have on this roster. So corner's just a tough spot for them right now. And I think at this point, if I want to get off on a little tangent, I think corner is probably battling defensive end for their first pick next year.
I agree. And I was disappointed with the safety play. You guys know how I feel about Juan Thornhill and his potential. He didn't play his greatest game today. I felt like he did make a couple plays down the stretch to try to make up for it, but it wasn't enough. You're supposed to be the go-to guy going forward if they can't get Tyrann back. So that was a problem. I will say this, though. This ball game was a flip from where we were earlier in the season, where I thought, I know you guys are talking about game balls, and I promise you guys, I see all your super chats coming in. We will answer every last single one of them tonight. I promise.
We're probably going to be here a little while, guys. So just kind of wait for it.
We're going to get through it tonight. to see not only the addition of Melvin. Melvin played a great game. You saw him dipping. You saw him in playoff mode that he hasn't been able to get to the last few seasons. You saw Frank Clark take a step forward. You saw Jaron Reed. If Jaron Reed had gotten injured to the point where he couldn't return to this ballgame, I think there's probably a different outcome. I will tell you that.
You're not wrong. That sack was huge. It was a huge sack that he got. And the injuries that piled up for the Chiefs could have proved costly. Okay, they pretty much did prove costly, because you shouldn't allow the Bills to just score whenever they wanted to in that situation. Yeah. And some of these injuries, Tyrann Mathieu's loss was felt a lot in this game. That's make no two bones about it. Like, he was a huge reason that 36 points was allowed for the Bills. Like, that wasn't tested a whole lot until late. And then they were like, oh, we can just kind of throw the ball whenever we want to. That was the realization that Tyrann Mathieu's not in the game almost. So that was it took them a little long to get there. If they would have gone there earlier, this game might turn out differently. But they were running the ball and things like that. So injuries played costly. But the timely, like I said earlier, the timely sacks, the timely pressures amounted to some big plays and some punts and allowed the Chiefs to really stay in this game.
Yeah. And I will tell you this. We saw the evolution, I think, in terms of being able to take up the slack as a team. It's not just Mahomes. When they needed something on defense, they generally got it done. I thought Willie Gay blitzed very well tonight. Yeah. Spags finally came in and blitzed the linebackers like I've been crying about since week 6. Like, again, a late change, but it got there. And I think overall, you took what I feel has been the best team in football the last 4 weeks, and you took everything they had and you got out of there alive. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
That's what the playoffs are about. This is win and go home, win or go home. And at the end of the day, you win, you move on. Buffalo's going home. They get to sit and stew for another offseason about a game that this one specifically, they definitely were in and had an opportunity to win multiple times. Last year, not so much. It was more about them getting there and saying, hey, we got there that year. This year was them trying to extend that. And Patrick Mahomes said, not over my dead body. This was he drug them to this win. Patrick Mahomes, there are no words to describe what he did in this game. Like, and Tyreek Hill, that touchdown makes me giddy. McCole Hardman, that play in overtime makes me giddy. All of these people, that touchdown, that was ridiculous. That's the kind of play that they need to utilize more in this offense. One-on-one in the end zone, throw it up. Let them go make a play.
Yep. You'll have no argument for me whatsoever. You might have a glitch for me or something. Looks like I'm losing a little bit of bandwidth here, folks. We're going to settle it down here. And we're going to get into your super chats. Otherwise, we're just going to yak all night because I have a lot to say about a lot of things. For those of you who don't know, click the like, the sub, and the bell, because tomorrow night we'll do Q&A all night long for an hour starting at 6 p.m. Let me show you that just so you can see it visually. 6 p.m. Monday night, we'll answer all your questions. We're going to get into the super chatters now, but Dan, my wife, had a comment for you. Our girls are so used to the screaming, so yours will get there too.
she didn't get off to sleep until about the third, like almost the end of the third quarter into the fourth. So I just don't want to wake her up, and you know how it is.
Nobody does well tomorrow if that happens. I know how it goes. Daryl, thank you for the super chat. All I heard this week was the Bills, and how about those Chiefs?
For good reason.
I agree.
For good reason.
Yeah.
Like I said, this was a no loss in my opinion. Even though the Bills lost, they proved everything everyone had been talking about this week. Everything, every single thing.
Yeah.
The Chiefs just showed them why they're that much better.
I got to tell you, like, especially given what happened in the first week, one of my favorite plays that people will be screaming about the sidearm delivery of it. But here's the thing. He put it under Greg Rousseau's arm, and Greg Rousseau is the guy who picked him off on that play last time they met.
Yep.
So just like the bookendness of this is like, it's almost like a movie. When Matt Derrick writes the script for the Hollywood dramatization of this season, I think that will be it. Matt, I just put you on the spot. I know you won't see this. So, Daryl, thank you again. Patrick doing his best Joe Montana impersonation. I love that. And you're absolutely right. Hey, you see John Candy in those stands? No, you don't. We're going to go win this. I love that. And Daryl had another one. Daryl, you must have been in here early before we even got started. Dang.
Right. Appreciate it, man.
Oh, right. Let me see some excitement. Dan, be yourself. You're fine.
That's
Thanks,
exactly,
Daryl. Okay.
Well,
I hope I gave you a little energy tonight, Daryl. I had plenty. For me, I have to take a few minutes post game, stop cussing, then come on the show.
I was in disbelief. Honestly, I was in disbelief. I thought all of us had the same thought go through their head when the Bills scored and there was 13 seconds left. Okay. Everyone had the same thought. And then guess what?
How could you?
Andy Reid schemed a beautiful opening touch to Hill. That was beautiful. It was basically an intermediate screen. Just go out, throw it to him, and then the adjustment to get Travis Kelce by him with nobody around, just the inside release.
What are you going to do? You got to take it for all it's worth. And hopefully, I just lost Dan. Hopefully, I'm still alive. We'll see if we're going to keep going. I put Sean up there. We're going to get back. Oh, now you're back. Okay, good. Oh, want to shout out Junior. I don't know. We had a little hiccup, but hey, who knows? Is the D fixable?
Sorry, guys.
It can be. It's about discipline, and it's about having your leader back on there. If they don't have Tyrann Mathieu, it's going to be very difficult. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Because Jamar Chase says, that's great that they won. I already got their number. He's coming for them. And it's going to take some changes from what we saw last time they played the Bengals. So, but cheers down to Brazil tonight. I hope y'all are doing down there. Doing well, feeling good. It's approaching summer in Brazil, right? So cheers. You're doing great. Thank you, Junior. Jonathan, thank you. Anyone else exhausted? Yeah, hey, I will be after this stream anyway. And folks, I will be recording Locked On Chiefs with Chris and Matt here later, so you can hear that on the channel or on the iTunes feed. Over my dead body, Mahomes. I like that, Jonathan. I might steal that tonight because that was, and fortunately, it wasn't the out of control over my dead body. It was systemic. It was deliberate and
drives.
I mean, what was it?
Like I said, there's no words.
52 seconds?
There's no words to describe what Patrick Mahomes did in this game. There are none.
I hear you. Okay, here's Stevie. And you, Dan, you have to go there if you don't want. One word answer only, true or false. If Butker makes a PAT, he kicks the game-winning field goal at regulation instead of tying. If the rest of the game goes, yes. Or sorry, I already broke your rule. Yes. If the game goes the rest of the way the game went.
That's how it works.
Hey, my channel, I make the rules.
I'm aware. I would rather him miss the field goal.
But thank you, Stevie. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's something to it. There's a hiccup there, but you live and die by it. And I was telling the wife, and if she's in here, I'm sure she'll say something in the chat too. I was comfortable with him out to 65.
Yeah, me too.
You pay for that in some of the, gimmies that should be made, but I will take that when you need that weapon from beyond what a normal kicker can do.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you saw today with the Rams, Matt Gay misses a 47-yard field goal short. Right. Like that's the kind of thing, and that's those clutch moments. He didn't miss the second one, obviously, and you saw. Let's talk about this for a second. You saw two quarterbacks with minimal time on the clock orchestrate a game-tying / game-winning field goal at the end of regulation. Okay, Matthew Stafford did it against the Bucs, and then the Chiefs just did it against the Bills. Has that ever happened in the playoffs? In that kind of situation? Maybe not. Like that was it. It's incredible what happened. And again, Butker has some yips sometimes. We've seen it. We have seen the yips. But for those of you calling for his job, just think about the next guy who is going to miss those clutch field goals that you absolutely need to win games like this and to give you a chance to win. I think that's really, like you said, the trade-off that you're talking about. And still, I think Butker, without a doubt, is the second best kicker in the NFL. I think that there's no question.
Butker and Tucker, right?
Yeah, those are the 1-2. And then I think McPherson is giving himself run right now as being
Connor
up there.
McPherson of the Clan McPherson. Yes. Sorry. Yeah, I'm excited now.
Mhm.
Jaden, greatest playoff game of all time. It's up there.
It's going to be up there.
I mean, the catch from Montana is a pretty good one too. I was alive to watch the Bears win in '85 live, so I win.
I still think this
Pays to
one,
be old.
this one, and even the 18 Chiefs AFC Championship game was probably up there too. That second half was insane. Yeah. So they've done a good job.
Maximo, cheers! Thank you for the support.
Appreciate it.
You guys are doing great. We're chugging along at 1,300. Spread the word, Chiefs Kingdom. Chris, thank you. Oh my God, I died in the minute left in the fourth quarter. I'm asking God to reincarnate you.
We all did at least 3 times.
I would make a suggestion. Reincarnate yourself as the guy who holds like the down marker so you can be there next time. That's what I would do.
That's a good idea.
But thank you, Chris. Appreciate you. Bill, thank you as always. This will forever be remembered as the 13-second game.
Yes, you're not wrong about that.
Not at all.
That's
not
incredible.
At all. Oh, Ian, thank you. It's been a while, but it's great to see you. And thank you for the support.
Thank you so much.
What a game. Talk about a nail biter. As always, amazing content, and keep up the great work. Thank you. Honestly, this is pretty easy on nights like tonight because you just get to be real.
Yeah, I wasn't looking forward to it when they had scored that touchdown. There's 30 seconds. Like, I have to go upstairs and I have to talk about this loss. Like,
I gotta tell you guys, one of the hardest things for me to do is that halftime tweet that I always send out, so you guys know what the link is to this.
Yeah,
I struggled with that one. I got to tell you. Luckily, the wife made a great dinner and took my mind off it because it was going to be ugly.
There you go.
But Ian, thank you. It's great to see you're back, and I appreciate the support as always. Stevie, I don't care for Frank just standing there and letting Allen go out on the sack. That's a good point. There was a couple of plays that I thought they led up a couple of different times. I also didn't care for Spags going back to Sorensen back. And you and I were talking about that, Stevie. Like, I gave him praise for putting Watts deep. And I thought Watts, like, we're going to get to all these guys, but I thought Watts was one of the guys who stepped in and played a big role and didn't do anything amazing, but he didn't screw up.
I think Watts earned himself a contract with the Chiefs. I think he really did. He came in, he played well, he clutched on the ball underneath. He did not make any big mistakes. That's the kind of player you want to come in relief if something happens badly. But unfortunately, they had to play both Sorensen more and Watts more. That is what makes the liability an issue of Dan Sorensen, because Watts can come in and give you some plays and not mess anything up. But Dan Sorensen can't play even to that point anymore because physically he can't do it. Watts at least can do that and execute the plays well. You saw that happen tonight. And I truly think that he just earned himself a spot back on this Chiefs team next year.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I know we were talking at the time, Stevie, like that was the thing. Is like, just when I thought he had grown out of it, then you see in Sorensen doing, slot drops to the deep half and driving me insane again.
Yeah.
They're lucky it didn't bite them worse than it did.
Yeah.
And you will also go back. I don't think you guys want to go back and watch that last touchdown to Gabriel, but it was Sorensen that made everybody shift around and change all the assignments.
And made them wide open.
Didn't know where they were going.
Mm-hmm.
It is a problem. It is a big problem, and it's got to be solved in the next 8 quarters if you're going to go home with another championship. And that is clearly, after this, I think they can survive anything. I don't know about you.
Right. Doesn't seem like there's much they can kill them, right? The Bills threw everything they had at the King. They threw everything they had. And Patrick Mahomes said, "Hey guys, see this crown? I wear it for a reason.
Hold my beer."
Just that's all you got to do. You guys remember? You
I'm
see
making
that meme?
a shirt that says "Hold my beer."
You should. You guys ever seen the meme of when you're playing like lackadaisical Madden and you don't think this guy is going to be any good, so you're sitting back in your chair. All of a sudden, you're down a couple touchdowns. You sit forward. That was Patrick Mahomes all game. He was just like, "Okay, I'm gonna sit forward," and then Josh Allen said, "Okay, I'm gonna sit forward too." Like they just kept going back and forth. Insane.
To be a coach these days, to have these kind of athletes. It's crazy because Montana, I still feel is the greatest ever. I don't, you can have the argument about who won more championships. I don't care about Tom Brady. Joe Montana's the best quarterback that ever lived. And he didn't have any of the talent that any of these guys do. None of it. He didn't have the arm. He didn't have the wheels. He didn't withstand sacks and getting hit constantly. He had none of that.
I want to give a little shout out to Mike Dana. Mike Dana played an excellent role player game, got multiple pressures, forced Josh Allen off his spot. He's just not athletic enough to finish those plays. But he did what he's supposed to do. Come in, give a few reps, find some pressure, make Allen move around. Maybe you get a sack, maybe you don't. Mike Dana played a very good game as a role player in this game, and I salute him for the job that he did.
I did too. I even shouted him out on Twitter. He
There you
earned
go.
it. And hey, by the way, here's to Mike Burton for drawing all that attention.
That was so great.
Never run an option with Blake Bell again. Ever. That single play call was worse than anything that happened throughout the rest of the game. The single worst thing. Honestly, it's a good concept. Run it with Travis. I know you're drawing him in because they think it's a sneak. It's a yard and a half. You're not sneaking that. It didn't fool anybody. He ran short side of the field.
At the very least, make it a double option. Give the play action forward so you can see what you're going to give, and then you have the pitch as an option after that.
Yeah.
I don't want it just to be Blake Bell running to the sideline on fourth and one, whatever it was. Like, no. I mean, no.
I saw streaks of calamity in my future. It was going to be ugly. Oh, okay. Pay Dirt, thank you for the support. Appreciate you. Patrick has proven it. He is the top quarterback in the league. It isn't a question.
Yeah.
And for all those analysts on all the talking heads that said it's not that close, we're taking Josh Allen because he's hot. Josh Allen is hot. And I told you guys, he is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in this league. I know he was inaccurate young. I know he had issues. He's fixing them. He's not figured it out. He's just not as skyrocketed as Mahomes. He's on a trajectory like this, and Mahomes was like this. It's the only difference. They will get there. But you're right. The vision of the field was amazing. And honestly, and trusting his O-line. His O-line gave up some pressure tonight. There's a lot of collapsing pockets. And he still trusted them to get it done. And that takes a team and it takes a leader. And that's what you have in Kansas City.
I want to really quickly just say this quote that came from Andy Reid in the final 13 seconds of regulation. When it's grim, be the Grim Reaper. That may be one of the greatest things Andy Reid has ever said.
Hold on, I got to type that.
That's legit. Like one of
folks.
The
I'll have that on a shirt by tomorrow afternoon.
That's exactly what it needs to be. It needs to be on a shirt, and it needs to be. Oh, we're gonna make a lot of money off of that shirt. When it's grim, be the Grim Reaper.
Oh, good Lord.
That's so great.
We're going to put the new Shield logo on it, too. It'll be beautiful.
Let's go.
You guys will love it. At least I will. 900, thanks for saying this when it's not just coming out of our mouths.
Exactly.
They are a hell of a team. And they have a couple of guys that are going to go to free agency and that kind of thing as well, just like the Chiefs. Like, this is now a battle of GMs and front offices about who can restock when they have to give up somebody. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a lot of fun, though.
They got 2 all-pro safeties off the free agent market. Let's just talk about that.
No, was I crying for Poyer at the time? I think I was. I'm just saying it out loud.
Jordan Poyer, my guy, man.
Callie, how are you? Thanks, buddy. Glad you're here. Jake, thank you. Am I the only one concerned about that between the Bengals game and this one receiver torched the hell out of the defense and Spags refused to adjust? Yes. Now, there's something to be said because from Spags' point of view, he's like, I'm going to put my faith in my guys, just like Patrick puts his faith in his guys, to do what they need to do. Some of that was earned, some of it wasn't. And when it's not, he's just too reluctant to come around. Like the fact that he blitzed Bolton and Gated tonight was something we've been talking about for months. And it works. And he got there. The questions could be, his 3 weeks, 3 weeks till the Super Bowl to figure stuff out. You have to get through the Bengals first in order. So you have to make incremental adjustments. Can he do it? I'm not sure.
That's one of the biggest reasons why earlier this year I've talked about how I think schematically what Spags does is not built for this explosive offense. Okay, I don't think it's schematically what he does, what works well. Playing against the Bills, games like that, you're not always going to win them. And the Chiefs were very fortunate that Patrick Mahomes is just better than everybody else. He's just better. Okay, he's built different. He's better. And some nights he's not going to be better. That's just a fact of life. Yeah. But so I think schematically, there are things that need to be done with the defense. There's some issues that need to be worked out. And the lack of adjustments with when one player is torching you is a big issue. And it's happened, like you said, twice now. And down the stretch and in postseason, you're going to lose games like that.
Yeah. I mean, to his credit, they took care of my game plan. They eliminated Isaiah McKenzie, and Dawson Knox didn't hurt him at all.
At all.
But you still have to be able to adjust in game. That's not enough. Just execute your game plan.
I would have much rather see them adjust to Gabe Davis and let Knox do a little bit here and there. I would have been fine with that because Knox is not going to score 4 touchdowns on you like that. Not going to do it.
Agreed. We are 40 comments behind. We have to run.
Okay,
so
let's go.
These are going to be tight answers. Stevie, thank you. Special teams has some things to work out. I completely agree. And it isn't just enough an answer to put Tyreek back there. There's got to be more done.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yes.
Bill, you're right.
Yes,
thank you for the support. Those guys are going to be crucial. I feel like Fenton is going to get there. I don't know if he'll be ready for the Bengals. He'll certainly be ready by the Super Bowl if they make it.
Hopefully Matthew can get that concussion, whatever it is, figured out.
Yeah. Travis, thank you for the support. We appreciate you all the time, man. Jordan, thank you. How about them Chiefs? Cheers. Salute. And again, here's to Melvin. You all make nice beer. Thank you. I appreciate you all. They are up in Wyoming. That's why I bring it up. That's where Josh Allen played college. Just want you guys to know. Knicks fan,
Don't mind me.
Good to see you. What a game. I just
thinking about it, and you can see it when I start to think about it. I just get this big smile on my face. It's ridiculous.
Scott, I appreciate the support and the super chat. Thank you very much. Adam's not going anywhere, but if ESPN, if you're listening, I'm happy to supplement coverage. Let me know if you'd like me to start covering this team.
We can do this.
I'll leave my day job. Y'all pay me enough. Jason, thank you for the support always. That was just an incredible game, and I'm glad that you're enjoying the channel. I appreciate it. And for all the guys that work on this channel with us, for the mod father, Aaron, you guys can see him in the memberships. For Stevie and Gooch that do the huddle for you, and for Dan, my right hand, who does everything that I can't do. This is what it's about. This time of year, like the last 2 weeks and the next 3 weeks is what we're here for.
So insane.
Oh man. But Jason,
this is what it's all about, man. This is what it's all about.
It really is. And I started this channel the year before they went to the Super Bowl. It's just kismet that we've been able to launch this thing and that you guys have found us and that we're all here together as they go through this. I'm getting too old for this. I'm just going to tell you. So I'm just enjoying the ride.
He says that, but he is not.
Adam, thank you. Hope everything's good up north. Watts has got a serious amount of snaps along with Baker for a few. Glad their performances out of 10. I would put Watts at a solid 7.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Oh, really? Okay. For me to get into it, you got to take the ball away. You got to do something to affect the offense.
I think that he did exactly what you can expect someone to do that knows the playbook and just not make a mistake. He didn't do that, at least from my viewpoint in the game.
And I'll give Baker a 5. I expected them to go at him a little bit harder. He didn't look great, but he didn't make any huge mistakes. I believe it was Snead that on the last Gabriel one, because he was shifting over as they snapped the ball. I think he was there was a little bit behind on the Gabriel touchdown. That was not Baker. Somebody had said that earlier tonight. That wasn't the case. So Adam, thank you again.
I appreciate you.
Knicks fan, I think Buckner was trying to lose the game. The way that Mahomes has been playing the last few weeks could have been a blowout.
Yeah, I don't think that game was ever going to be a blowout, guys. I'm sorry.
That would require Josh Allen to not be in the ballgame, in my opinion. That's he's that good. I mean, there's Patrick, and there's Aaron Rodgers, and then there's Josh Allen.
Right now, give me Josh Allen over Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that Josh Allen beats the 49ers. I think that's what happens in that game. Even with the weapons, I think he wins that game. I don't think Aaron Rodgers looked disinterested, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I would take Josh Allen over Aaron Rodgers right now.
Sorry, Pack fans, for all my family out there. Apologies. Mark Wells, now can we say that Mahomes is better than Rodgers? I mean, Dan will. I want to go head-to-head. That's why I wanted the Super Bowl head-to-head. That's what I wanted.
This is proof, in my opinion. It's proof. You're seeing it. They scored 10 points. I understand it was cold.
I was trying to move past it.
No.
Stack bundles, thank you very much. Although I'm 3 days short here to being an RGR member. Here's how about the win? Yes.
Thank you.
Woohoo. I'm sorry, I'm not reading very well, Stack. Appreciate the support. And
right now,
3 days short. Here's to being a member, and I appreciate you. And you have been here for a very long time, Stack.
Yes, you have.
I appreciate it. It's funny. The core group has been here a very, very long time. We're having a bunch of people hit
Incredible.
years. And for all of you that are in here that are members in our rookie levels and you haven't joined the Discord yet, that's where all the hardcore members hang out. So if you want to be in there, you just got to email me at that email address. And again, I will try to get this adjusted to do it automatically eventually. rgrpodcast@gmail. Hit me there, and I will get you rookie level and above into the Discord. Hang out with the others. Thank you, Stack. Jaden, is Kelce the greatest chief of all time?
No, Patrick Mahomes is not the greatest chief of all time.
No. There's this guy named Derek Thomas who
it's Patrick
is
Mahomes.
going to be hard to beat.
No, it's not.
I don't know. If Patrick's career ends tomorrow, he's not there.
Patrick brought a Super Bowl.
I understand.
At the end of the day, when you're talking about greatest players in a franchise, legacy is what you have, it's what you leave behind. Patrick already has a Super Bowl, and he's going to have. I think he's going to have more. And honestly, right now, give me Patrick. I love Derek Thomas. Don't get me wrong; he's phenomenal, great, all-time type of player. Patrick has done something that no other Chief player has done,
except Lenny. Okay, fair enough.
Lenny, yeah.
We'll argue about that some other day.
That's fine.
Hydra, thank you for the support. Trade up for Andrew Booth.
Ooh,
I don't
that's going to cost a lot.
It will cost a lot. Like, you have to get into the teens for that. Like,
he's going top 10.
Idea. You think he's going that high?
I think he might go like 10. When I say top 10, I think he might be 10. I think he's that good. Personally, I think he is.
Dang. I like his game too. And Hydra, I'm all for trading up as long as it doesn't cost you an arm and 17 legs. But dang, that's going to be expensive. Thank you. Thank you, TT. Appreciate the support. We need to concentrate on our defense during the draft. Get a couple of good corners. And another safety. If they can't re-sign Tyron,
very much.
They need another safety.
Even if they can.
And quite frankly, at this point, I'd rather see them get a true free that can cover corner to corner and let Juan drop down and take on the Tyron role.
Yep, I agree. I think they need to draft one regardless. Even with Matthew, I think you need a third safety. That's what this team operates best, with three safeties on the field.
Yeah,
we saw that in the Super Bowl when they won with Kendall Fuller, who played that role perfectly. He played it perfectly. They don't have that.
Dang it. I'm way behind the super chats. There's like 180 comments. You guys are flying, and I cannot keep up.
We'll go.
Okay. More than one words. Hang on. I'm asterisking all the supers to make sure we don't miss them. Because you guys
are awesome, by the way. Incredible.
Rolling. Yeah, I cannot even thank you for the support. Sexy, my heart. Woo! That game was so juicy.
It was juicy. You're right.
Agree. And thank you for the support for us. I'm sorry to go through these kind of quick, you guys. Marshall, thank you. What's the solution for these 4th and long conversions? Zone coverage for once. Do you like seeing press man in these situations? I do. They didn't do it. They pressed like 4 times by my count this entire ball game. They don't press. They play man. That's a whole different conversation. We'll talk.
The Bills were physical. The Chiefs have to be physical. Okay, you have to.
Yeah, it's the only way for them to win. I'm going to tell you now. Luke Fairley, thank you very much for the support. We appreciate you. Clyde ran hard. I even tweeted out during the game that he heard all the stuff about McKinnon. He ran hard. I liked his game tonight, except for the end when he missed a couple of cutbacks. I think he could have big chunks on.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Okay, I wished he would have done it too, but at the end of the day, he won, so he looked pretty good.
Yeah. Daryl, 13 seconds. My living room is destroyed for 13 seconds. I like that.
Good reason.
Marshall, best comeback 3 under Mahomes. Super Bowl equated to more than 13 seconds. Romo was talking about the game was over. I know, like, I will give Romo some criticism. I love the way he calls the game, but he jumps to, these guys have it, like, way too prematurely. Because he did the same thing for the Bills before that and the same thing for the Chiefs before that.
Yeah, but with 13 seconds, has that ever happened? Has it ever happened? I understand it's Mahomes, but the simple fact that there might not be a precedent for it might be why he jumped.
I get it. Let's go, Sean. I'm sorry I didn't get the video up on time. I was out of time pregame. I will get it. It should be in the morning. Thank you, dude. Tatum, thank you. I almost died twice at the bar. That's why I don't watch games at bars, dude. Good game by Buffalo, though. We have work to do. Miscommunication in the secondary. You're absolutely right, Tatum. And I hope that they can get that figured out. I will say this. I think if Tyron is still in the protocol and is unable to play, I think he is able to shift to a coach role this week, and I think he should still be able to get some of that taken care of.
Agreed.
That's
hope for that.
Daryl, welcome. Love the energy, Dan. Pick it up just a little.
I'm sorry.
I have more energy this time.
I can't do it. Do you guys understand that I would be a completely different person? She's sleeping, though. I can't do that to my daughter.
You would be the X-rated version of RGR.
Yes.
The After Dark members only. Vic's Garage, thank you. All we need is 13 seconds. Hell yeah. Hey, if you can get it done, get it done. Cody, thank you very much. When it's grim, be the Grim Reaper. Yep.
But there it is.
I'm glad you put it in writing. We are watching legends grow.
Yeah.
Attitude and respect. And that's what we should all have. Enjoy this ride. And I will give Patrick a lot of credit too. He came out in his post-game interview, and the first thing that he said was Josh played his ass off.
Yup.
And I thought that said something as well about his character across the league. Stevie, I'm not calling for Butker to lose his job. I'm calling for Tobe to do his.
Yeah, you're not
figure out what's going on. Yeah, that's you have no complaint from me there. I'm totally with you. Alan, you got 13 seconds. Mahomes, hold my beer. Yep. I mean, I got so many church ideas with 13 seconds. Hold my beer.
Man.
Okay, we're rolling tonight, people.
Yeah, we got some ideas.
Here, answer this one because I got to type that out.
Thank you, Quentin, for the support. All week it was Bills, and the Ballon and Allen that, and at the end is Chiefs and Mahomes. How I get those Chiefs? And we've talked about it a little bit. We think that they showed you why they've talked about the Bills, but the Chiefs showed you why he should have also been talking up the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is there. Yep. He's not going anywhere.
Yep.
So thank you again, Quentin.
Oh, man. All week, let's see. No, I was reading the wrong one. Aaron Hazel, thank you. How is Mahomes so dang poised? It's unreal. It's what he's been training for his whole life. Since his uncle and his dad were professional ball players, this is what he's seen as his ideal goal.
Built for it. There are some players that are just built for this. And
I don't want to get in. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't want to get into the drama, but like all the crap that goes on in Patrick's life that is outside of the field, like his brother and all the other drama, for him to be able to put that aside and continue to stay on the path.
Incredible.
Is impressive. It is. It's unheard of nearly. Gooch is here. You made it.
Gooch?
Not much to say. Chiefs win.
Nice.
Brady loses. I got to wear our GR gear and the Chiefs gear in Buffalo. I didn't know you were there. That's awesome. Oh my God, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yes. Put it on. Wear it out. I like it, Gooch. Oh, I'm glad you don't get in trouble tonight. Those fans are going to be pissed.
It's a good idea. You should listen.
Jonah, thank you. CH looks shifty tonight. Is he RB1? I think the Chiefs showed you they feel he's RB1, but they're going to sprinkle in McKinnon. Again, I like what McKinnon brings, but he didn't look as decisive as he did last week. Too much shaking in the backfield, too much trying to set stuff up. Just go downhill and get yards.
And Clyde's a victim of that too. Like that play that he countered, you saw that the shimmy. Like he's used to having to set people up. He's not used to those holes being there. If he would have just gone, there's a much better chance of getting even a bigger play. But you saw why Clyde is the number one back tonight. And I think that going forward, it's going to be more of a timeshare than it is going to be one or the
other. Agreed. Jacob, thank you. Patrick not touching the ball 2 years ago. Now Josh not getting a chance tonight. The overtime rules have to change, especially the playoffs. Love the content. Keep it up. Thank you. I'm glad you like what we're doing, and thank you for the support, Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually agree with you. As much as I'm happy that they won, I think each team should be able to touch the ball in overtime.
Agreed. That we talked about that when they lost. So I think that we're all kind of feeling the same way. And regardless of win or lose, it needs to change.
Scott, I'm going to tell you now. Listen to me, and for anyone else, do not skip your blood medication of any kind during Chiefs playoff games. I'm just going to tell you, you need to stay on your meds, folks.
It's a good idea.
Wild zone, secondary heavy in the draft. I don't know about heavy. I think they're going to look in free agency as well. I will tell you that. Experience helps some of this. So we also see what happens with the staff. I'm not so sure it's going to stay intact this offseason.
Yeah.
Hello, gents. Hello, Jeremy. Thank you for the support. If it doesn't scream extend Tyron, I don't know what does.
You're right. The problem is the price range. We're going to have to talk about the money, guys. And I think that's what it's going to be. And we all know that Tyron brings something that you can't replace to this defense that we just saw. So we'll hopefully he'll be a Chief next year.
Knock on wood. And I think I'm optimistic that will happen.
Mhm.
CH, good game, and his 32 okay and greater game. We don't know. He's in the protocol. He could be fine tomorrow. He may miss this next ball game. Who
Yeah.
knows? I'm fairly confident that unless, from what I saw, it was a blow to the back of the head on Jaron Reed's knee. Sometimes those are tricky because it's the forward motion that gets you. Sometimes those last a little longer. But he's got 3 weeks till the Super Bowl. As long as they can get through next week and adapt to what beat them last time, I think they can beat the Bengals by more than what we saw tonight.
I agree.
I was more concerned about the Bills than the Bengals, I'll tell you.
Yep, me too. As you should be.
Awesome.
I think Josh Allen brings more to the table.
Yeah. Matthew Fry, thank you. I'm not sure where PLN is. Is that Polish? I'm not sure.
Thank you.
We're saying in the middle of the night over here. My heart's not recovered. It is the middle of the night, so you must be in Europe. So cheers. Good on you. I hope that you had fun, Matthew. Thank you for the support for us. Stevie just solidifies the coaches are going for every 4th and 5 past their own 35. You're absolutely right. Like when they didn't, I was surprised.
That punt on the 4th and 1, I was like, really? I was the entire time up until the ball left his foot. I was like, this is a fake. This is a fake. This is a fake. Just because what's going on.
Dude, you should talk to my wife. She'll tell you exactly. I was saying the same thing.
It's like, what are they doing?
Roger, God bless America. Yes, sir. And my neighbors are probably mad at me for screaming. Yes, I don't blame you a bit. Kenneth, great job from Pringle, Noah, Clyde, McKinnon, and our office. I guess in the front office. And what do you think? All of them contributed. I still want Noah to do more, but I think that's also a function of Mahomes and trusting everyone else due to experience.
Yeah.
So
that catch will earn a little bit. It was not a good throw, and he went and got it.
Yep. He did his job and helped his quarterback. And I think that more than anything with Patrick, I think helping him when he does something that is imperfect, I think that goes a long way with him, it seems.
Agreed.
Honestly,
and I think that
I think that's why Pringle gets what he gets.
Yeah, and Pringle was a little disappointing today. He had a couple drops, even with some of the holds that I think were happening during some of those plays. You still got to come down with those. But at the end of the day, when your quarterback is scrambling on a 3rd down for a touchdown, you come down with that ball. You earn a little bit of trust, and you continue to earn some trust. That's why he gets looked at on 3rd down. Multiple 3rd downs he's thrown to trusted to make plays because he's earned that. And I think going forward, you're going to see that continue. McCall Hardman continues to get some trust too, which is nice to see.
Yeah, and make the most of it. And Kat, I just saw your text, so cheers. Had to say hi to my sister-in-law. Kenneth, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Yeah, and my brother too. How are you, bud?
No big deal.
Zach Brown. I hope that it's you got your chicken fried going, Zach. Cheers down there in Florida. Appreciate you guys bringing my game IQ to new levels this week. Chiefs are a dynasty for real. Will Matthew and Fenton be back next week? Fingers crossed.
I say that's all I got right now, guys. You guys gotta hope.
We will hope. And hey, we will try to keep it on that. The dynasty thing, they get back to a Super Bowl 3 years running when Tom couldn't go to back-to-back.
You can talk about it. It's there to talk about.
It's legit. Dustin, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate your support very much. Here's Gooch on a run. He's got a few here. I've been begging for Watts for years. God, he got some shine. I agree.
Yes.
I think he's going to come out, and I think he's going to get more playing time.
Awesome.
I'm more comfortable now if Tyron has to miss because Armani looks like he's taken this last year and he's learned. The mental side looks for him like he's improved.
And I think that, honestly, if Matthew's good, I think you might not see much of Dan Sorensen, if at all. I think that he allows you to do that. What you just saw should put some trust in you, especially with Matthew in the field.
Yeah, I agree. Gooch, I'm glad that you're glad.
Man, me too, man.
That matters. Just because you missed my 2 and Stevie's on 2 and 1 on Thursday. I am sorry about that. We will set something up and we'll do that soon, though. So we will definitely. Brendan, thank you. Would you rather face the Rams or Niners if this team makes the Super Bowl? I think Rams are a harder matchup. I think it's poison. Yes. Pick your poison. I think Cooper Kupp is a little more destructive to this particular defense than Debo is because I think they'll give Debo the ball behind the line of scrimmage more, giving them more chance to rally.
Yeah. The simple fact of the matter is Matthew Stafford is 10 times the quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo is. Okay, I'd rather face Jimmy Garoppolo again if it comes down to it.
Okay, I'm totally down with that. There you go, Brendan. Eric, thank you. The best 2 minutes plus of an end of a game I've ever watched. The adrenaline is still pumping. I totally feel you. Matt's going to be mad at me when the pressers are over because he's going to be like, can you calm down? It's been an hour. I won't.
No.
Seth George, thank you for the support. Tom Brady might be a valid QB next year. Maybe. I don't know. He certainly sounded like he wasn't even 100% if he had it in him to play anymore.
I think he'll play next year, but this could be interesting going forward, we'll say the least.
Yeah. Stevie, I'm not sure what this is, but versus too high.
I think he has another one.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Oh, wait. Yeah, this is just Mahomes versus too high, but yeah.
Oh, it was Mahomes versus two. Okay. The next gen says Pat faced too high shells on 92% of his plays. Wow. I thought I saw more single than that. Wow.
No.
Second highest rate of his career. And first full game, he didn't attempt even one deep pass. Well, now he's comfortable with the holes where he has to go. He's comfortable with other guys than Tyreek Hill on the sideline, which is where one of the main places you have to target against too high.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, I thought I saw them playing some three more than that. I was gonna guess around 75, but 92. Dang,
it was insane.
Thanks for pulling that, Stevie.
That was awesome. Yes, thank you, Stevie. That's a great stat. It's a great stat, and it goes to show you that there's no way to beat Patrick Mahomes anymore. There's nothing. You can't do anything.
Might take him a while to adjust, but he will get there. And Andy as well. I mean, I don't mean to leave Andy Reid out. I mean, Andy Reid, we didn't see time clock issues. We didn't see letting off the pedal. I mean, he didn't have an opportunity to let off the pedal, but still, like, we didn't see any of the problems that Andy had. I was happy that he ran the ball a couple of times late in order to, like, get some hits on the defensive unit for the Bills.
Yeah, they needed to. And, I mean, I think Clyde showed you a little bit more out of the bag this week. He did a really good job, but then unfortunately was not able to really do that in overtime. But I think he's building something going forward.
Yeah, I'm with you. Gooch, see, first, I think we can agree with Dan, the blasphemy of Mahomes over DT.
That's fine.
See, like, you have to have something to talk about all the time.
I'm just getting ahead of it. It's not my fault. You're with the past, man. I can't help you.
Hey. I'm with him in the past. Shut it. Andrew, thank you for the support. What are the chances we get Tyron and Fenton back next game? I mean, I'm going to call it 50-50. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But
right now,
thank you. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, we don't have a clue. I would say more maybe 60-40 for Fenton, but with head stuff, really with head and back stuff for guys like you never know.
Yeah, it's tough. Okay, perfect timing. All right, we're gonna burn through the last of these, and then it is going to be time to do the Chiefs show for Lockdown. I hope you guys will check that out as well. What are the chances? Oh, wait, nope. We just answered that one. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you,
Zach, thank you. Appreciate you. Tom, thank you very much. Hold my beer. Drop the mic. The mic checkmate. King of the Hill, Mr. Mahomes. Love you guys. Can't get better than this. Oh, it can.
This is the divisional round, guys. This is just the divisional round. It can get better.
When we get to do this with a giant 56 flashing and a Lombardi trophy, that gets better.
Let's go.
I guarantee you, Tom. In fact, shout out, because I nearly put this up in the background tonight because I love this thing.
That's incredible.
And so I'm looking to have one over each shoulder come March.
Ooh.
Just saying. I think it'd make the studio look nice. I'll just put it that way. Tom, thank you very much. Let's see. Seth, thank you as always. It does seem bizarre to cheer when legends are playing, right? Like, you almost feel like you should just sit back and watch, but they're real people right now. You got to remember, these guys are like, Patrick's 26 years old.
Yeah.
26.
Just say that again.
Just drives me insane, man.
Bonkers, man.
Mike, I hope you're well in Sweden. I know it's early there. I don't know what SEK is, but thank you for whatever that is. Good Lord. Oh, good morning, he says. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so it isn't even night anymore, Mike. I hope you had a good evening. It must have been tough to get up and watch in the middle of the night. Love the show almost as much as Mahomes. You should love Mahomes better. It's perfectly fine. Could be an LIV rematch.
Yeah, could be. There's definitely. Remember, guys, I talked about the 49ers being a legitimate threat a couple weeks ago about how they play good football over there, and here they are coming home to roost.
I am not going to cry if that happens. I will be perfectly happy with that.
I'll be pretty
Although
happy
I
with
enjoy having the revenge factor on this side, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely do.
It is what it is. Chris, thank you very much. Mike, have a good day. I know it's just your morning over there. What about putting Snead as the robber safety while Badger is out? You could do that. Snead played safety really well his last year at La Tech. But I think it would degrade the nickel position, unfortunately.
I was about to say, who are you going to play at nickel?
I think it's a net loss. Yeah, right?
I agree.
Like, okay. Make sure I'm not crazy.
No,
good concept, and certainly you could even see that next year. If they were to pick up 2 solid corners, maybe that's a place, because L'Jarius has an eye for the ball as well, where he could play that robber. I got to tell you guys, I have some film stacked away. I have some diagrams stacked away. There's a defense where you play double robber that I really like, and I think is perfect for the personnel that the Chiefs want to use. It's a dime set that they use constantly, and we'll talk about in the offseason. It'll be fun to play around with. Thank you, Chris. And Tom, can we stop giving opposing wide receivers record-breaking games? I hope so.
I wish, man. It'd be awesome if that stopped happening, especially in the postseason.
I mean, and how surprising was it to you that it wasn't Diggs?
Oh, that wasn't totally surprising to me. I mean, if there was going to be someone to go off, I think you expect it to be Diggs, but they had a game plan for Diggs to not let him get loose, much like they did in all the games they've played. Stephon Diggs has been almost a non-factor when they play. So someone else had to be that guy. And fortunately for them, it was Gabe Davis, who I really like as a player. So, I mean,
hey,
good for him, but unfortunately it was against the Chiefs.
Oh, man. Javante, thank you for your support. As always, another member that's always here.
Oh, thank you, man. So much.
How do you fall down running backwards? Good point. Have you literally been practicing how to do this since Pop Warner? I get it. It looked like Hughes's feet got crossed. Like that's when you guys hear me, and you'll hear me and Dan and all of our guests talk all off season about cornerbacks' footwork. That's what we talk about, because you can practice it all you want. If you instinctually have the crossover gene, as I call it, you're gonna get bit by it.
Yes.
It's just something like I take guys off my board for that.
That and your hips. That and your hips. If you can't interchange your hips when you're going outside like that to get back inside, no thanks.
And I'll tell you this, the sad thing is I didn't see it from him in college. It's something he's developed in the league.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see. But Javante, thank you. Appreciate you.
John.
Lev, thank you. If the Rams and us make it, will we play the Super Bowl at SoFi? Deja vu having Tampa in Tampa. Yeah, I mean, pick a harder road, I guess.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
I don't know, man. That'd be a tough spot to play back-to-back Super Bowls away.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but it is what it is. And the matchups are different. You take Cooper away from that, I feel pretty good about it. Kyle, thank you. Hope you're doing well up in Canada. Dave was over 200 yards today. Chase had over 266. The Chiefs have over 100 yards the first two playoff games. Better figure out how to stop him. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be done. I think if Matthew's there, there's a plan to do that. I know how I would execute it. I'll talk about that later this week. If Matthew's not, it makes things difficult, and it makes you rely, quite frankly, on Armani playing single high, because you got to use one in a different way.
They have to. And that's the one thing you're going to see this, where like I saw that Stevie was talking about the chat. They didn't have a plan for what would happen if Matthew wasn't there. They'll have an option this week to prepare for that. And I do think you're right that'll be one being more of that, with Watts playing more single high.
I mean, I'm not going to, you guys can tune in. You can tune in on tomorrow and Thursday for what I'm going to tell you they need to do in order to take care of that. It's going to be big. And I've already heard the chirping from all the Bengals folks.
That's fine. That's fine.
The guys that cover that team as well. Jake, I'm talking to you. I know you're watching. John, thank you again. One of the postgame pundits just said that the Chiefs drive the length of the field in 13 seconds. The Cowboys can't run a QB sneak in 13 seconds.
Oh, that's great.
I'm just going to say this once, and it's sort of tongue in cheek, but it is the reality. Dak Prescott is no Patrick Mahomes.
No, he's not.
That's the truth. Brad, thank you for the support. Can we talk about Diggs only having 7 yards?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, they executed the game plan that we talked about. And Dan did the video. Thank you guys for watching that.
Yeah,
I know
appreciate
game
that so
plan
much.
hasn't been very popular this week, but I think, Dan, you up for doing a game plan again?
Yeah, I'm down. This is going to be
Okay.
we're going to do it as long as the Chiefs are in the postseason, guys. We'll do a game plan video for you. Or
I like
I'll do it.
I like
it doesn't matter.
They did that. They limited Knox. I know Singletary started kind of hot, but they didn't get gashed in the run. Bolton played a great game again, doing what he does, getting to his drop and then playing forward, playing the run. He was great. Like this was Nick Bolton as much as I could have hoped for him a year ago when I was watching his college film.
That's all you could hope. Like what he's doing right now is everything that you said, okay, these are his strengths. If he exceeds in them, this is the player he's going to be. And you saw if he's allowed to get downhill with guys in front of him, he's going to make plays. Sure tackler. As soon as you get him moving side to side is where his issues come in. But as long as they can keep him running downhill, he's going to continuously make plays for them. And that's the player that you drafted. It's exactly the player you drafted.
I agree with you. Stevie, I like your concept. He said next time, cover 3 with Tyreek as the deep middle. Tyreek can cover everywhere, folks.
Everywhere.
Yeah, and that is a good concept. He can't be playing for Tobe, though. If he's going to be an Iron Man, he can't play teams. I'm just going to say that.
Correct.
Bill Deshay, thank you very much. I don't know if I've seen a comment for you, but we appreciate the support.
Appreciate you, man.
If the Chiefs are fortunate enough to win next week, I am most worried about the Rams' ability to get to Patrick. They gave Tom Fitz. They did, and quite frankly, Von Miller looked like Von Miller 4 years ago today.
Yes, he did.
So
very much so.
That's a legitimate gripe.
It's a legitimate. It is, and then you can. It's a little scary to think about, but again, I think that they're prepared, and that's why they built this offensive line for some of these teams that you're going to have to face that have the pressure, and it would be fun. But first, let's like I said, hopefully they're fortunate to win next week. Let's see what they can do against the Bengals.
Agreed. And that, folks, is it. Perfect timing because I just got the message. We are about to record the Locked On Chiefs show. If you would jump over and check that out in the morning, I would appreciate it. We're free on all the platforms. Dan, thank you for staying up late and not waking up the baby.
I'm hoping I didn't get any text from the wife, so that's a good thing. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight.
Folks, say goodnight to my wife for tonight. She was supportive of the Chiefs, even though she's a Denver fan and always has been. So well done, babe. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Have a great Monday. Enjoy the water cooler and everything that you're doing. We'll be back here tomorrow night for Q&A at 6 Central. Have a great night. You are on to the AFC